person for Hardin County. And this year we had a caregiver breakfast, and we had everybody who would to nominate someone to be caregiver of the year. And you are the winner.
Oh, and I missed the breakfast.
You are caregiver of the year. And I want to read to you what was submitted. It says, "My caregiver is special because Cheryl Mosley cared for my sister-in-law, Belinda Colbert, from early November through January 17, 2012, as assigned by CareAll Home Health Services. Belinda had to have extensive wound care because of 4 serious surgeries as a result of stomach cancer. During these weeks of care, Belinda and family developed the greatest respect for a nurse who went from far beyond the call of duty to extend the greatest, most personal services. Cheryl was so concerned about Belinda, she came by to check on her even when she was off duty. Belinda and family grew to have the greatest respect and trust for Cheryl. The family grew to love Cheryl when we moved Belinda from Vanderbilt Medical Center to Hardin Medical Center in late February, and she passed in March 22, 2012. Cheryl, during that time, freely gave her time and attention to Belinda on her time off. Because of her tender, compassionate nursing abilities, Belinda wanted Cheryl near her. She felt secure and confident that Cheryl would help control her pain more than anyone. She would ask for Cheryl when she couldn't be there. Our family would highly recommend Cheryl for this award because of the loving, tender way she cared so much for our loved one. Cheryl Mosley is an awesome lady. We sincerely hope she can positively be considered for this award. We will always have a special place in our hearts for Cheryl in the beautiful way she reaches out and touches the lives of others."
Oh, thank you. Of course, you always took better care of Belinda's hair than mine.
So Cheryl, on behalf of the American Cancer Society and Relay for Life of Hardin County, we wanted to present you with the first Caregiver of the Year award.
Oh, isn't it awesome?
It's the first ever.
Oh, that's awesome.
We know that our survivors are very special, but our caregivers are the ones that are right there beside them every step of the way, and we just appreciate everything that you do and that the other caregivers in the community do for our cancer patients. So
Thank you so much.
very
I
much.
appreciate it. That's really nice, you guys. Very touching. Of course, Belinda was very special and still is. Thus, they see me every once in a while, and even Bree more regularly. And Emily came to my rescue the day I locked my keys in the car at their house. So everybody played a part. Thank you.
I think Linda wanted to say just a couple of things. You don't have to stand up. You can just
Well,
sit.
I will, because if Cheryl can stand up, I'm going to stand up too, and be closer to her. I didn't realize they were going to read this letter this morning. I wrote this letter in a pizza place, the big pizza center in Memphis. Gerald called me and said Debbie had called. This had to be done right then, and I said, "Oh, I have hundreds of children around me, and it's noisy, it's wild and crazy. I can't even hear, and I certainly can't think. And this is too important. I need to have some quiet time to write this letter." But anyway, I had no choice. I had to sit down, Cheryl, in the bowling center and text something to Debbie. And when I pushed send, I thought, for a lady who is filled with integrity as Cheryl is, who is so compassionate, who is so loving with her patients, this letter is not going to be worthy of who she really is. And but it worked. It worked, and I'm so glad it did. Cheryl became a part of our family, and I want you all to know that. And all of the rest of you worked in the background. We talked to Debbie, and I'm sure we talked to some others of you, but all of you worked in the background, and you became our family. And at times like that in your life, you become dear to these people. And you are so blessed. You are so blessed to have this agency here in Savannah for people like us who were really suffering at that time and needed someone. There's good, they say, that always comes out of something bad. and getting to know Cheryl and being able to pull her into our family. I'll never forget the day that she came. We were just as nervous about getting on there as she was about beginning all anew with someone. And when Cheryl left, I went into the bedroom where Belinda was, and she said, "I like her." And I said, "I do too." And then we grew to love her. And oh, how many times we called Cheryl, and never one time did she seem to be frustrated because we had another question or because we had something that we needed to talk to her about. She was always warm, always there with us, and always made us feel better. And it was a little comical too. I know Cheryl got to know Belinda so well and saw a little comical side of her that a lot of people never see. But when we were in Vanderbilt, she would say to the nurses, now Cheryl doesn't do it that way. And they'd say, Cheryl, and she'd say, well, my nurse at home. She didn't do it that way. I want you to do it like she does it, because that's the confidence. And of course, some of you know the severity of her wounds, and you know, she just didn't want anybody messing with her, you know, unless they did it the way Cheryl did it. So we've become very close to so many of you, and you're very dear to us. And we brought with us today Belinda's dearest friend in all the world, all of her life, and that's Miss Julia Atkinson. She was like a mother to Belinda, and such a dear friend. And we all, from the bottom of our hearts, want you to know that, you know, we'll always love you, Cheryl, and you will always have a piece of our heart. Thank you. I'm so proud that you won the award.
See, I thought I was rushing for a meeting, and you see that picture? We're waiting for paperwork.
We are.
It's in the car. I just said, I'll go to the meeting, then I'll get it out of the truck or car.
Okay.
Thank you, guys.
You're welcome.
I hate surprises, especially when I don't look pretty, but you know what? Y'all have to live with it today.
If you will make a copy of this for me, I will give Cheryl